car or the abuse. So those are the three basic things. When somebody tells me I got an investment, I want to know the partners, I want to know the financing, I want to know the management.
Right.
So I just right now am, and I stay in residential, and I have athletic clubs. But I think office buildings are in trouble. I think retail is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So that, again, it's jobs.
Yeah, right.
We have a lot of empty big boxes in town right now.
You can go to many cities in America and look at see-through office buildings again, which we really haven't seen much of that since, I guess, the early '80s, where we had that other big downturn. It's like, well, the last person to leave a lot of these places, please turn out the lights. It's really terrible. And so the office and retail market are very bad, but people always need a place to live, don't they?
Well, like I always say, with my properties, it's the last stop before the street.
Right.
And, it's really sad because the number of homeless is skyrocketing.
Oh, yeah.
So they're hitting the streets. I have a house in Honolulu, and you have all of these guys just sleeping on the beach right next to the tourists, and it's driving the business is bad enough without having bums sleeping on a homeless person sleeping next to you on the beach, And so tent cities, because I was in New York yesterday, and you can see the lines of homeless people lining up for food. This is not an ordinary time. It's really a time to be smart.
Right, yeah.
It's a good time, but not just a reckless time.
Yeah, no question about it. You got to be very careful right now. And I think we're going to see that homeless numbers increase quite a bit. And what's really scary about it, Robert, is that we're seeing formerly middle-class people. I did some volunteer work with a soup kitchen here locally in Orange County, and they are feeding a lot more formerly middle-class people nowadays. This is not the lower end of society anymore that is coming in for, a free lunch meal. It's really scary. And when you see those tent city interviews and so forth, the middle class is just being attacked. And I think Wall Street is a big part of it, and the Federal Reserve, as you say. Those two.
Well, because there's four things: taxes, debt, inflation, and retirement's killing people. Mm-hmm. They don't even know what's hitting them, and then they want the hot tip as to what to buy next. And I'm going, geez, don't you know that's what got you into the trouble? You don't have any financial education. So I really don't have much, should I say, compassion if somebody really doesn't want to make any changes in their lives. They're just going to do the same old thing.
Right. Yeah.
I have guys my age in their 60s that they're now, so I'm going to look for a job. I said, well, you should have thought about this when you're 30.
Yeah.
Well, my retirement's gone. What should I invest in? I said, you should have thought about this when you were 30.
Yeah.
So I said, well, it's too late now. And I said, well, that's up to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Colonel Sanders lost everything at age 66. And when a highway went past his chicken shop, and so at 66, he started selling his little chicken recipe and built Colonel Sanders out of that. So it's not too late. It's just that people are too lazy.
Mm-hmm. Everybody wants the easy way out, don't they? They want the instant gratification and the easy answer, right?
I do, but I didn't find one yet, so I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, so you're still working hard, and you don't need to work. So
yeah, I'm waiting for the easy answer, and I still haven't found one.
Yeah, very good point. I just have two more questions for you. Do you have any particular? I know you seem very focused on the fundamentals, which is great. It's pretty simple what you've said. It just takes some work to follow it and some education to follow it. But do you have any particular sort of economic indicators that you like, or things that you look at to understand what's going on and to make proper decisions?
Well, like I said, I wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad, and nothing's really changed. There's cash flow and there's capital gains, and most people invest for capital gains. That's why they say those are the guys that are getting wiped out. 90% are capital gains guys. That's why they say my house is appreciated or my stock went up in value. But you're getting killed. Why do you keep doing that? Like today, the stock market's up 9 million points again, and people are happy and it'll come crashing down. And like, what a stupid game to play. So I just watch stupidity factor. I just want my cash flow. Every month, send me my check. I own 1,400 rental units. Every month, I get my check. It's the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have 8 oil wells, and every month they send me tens of thousands of dollars. It's not big money, but if you're making about $250,000 a month in cash flow, you can sleep at night. Most people don't make that a year, and a lot of us not highly taxed money. So to me, that just makes sense. I don't understand this watching the ups and downs of the market. What you're saying, I go, why would you do that?
I can't give you an answer because I don't understand it either. I'm in your camp, so I completely agree with you.
It's like you say, people have to have a place to sleep, and that number is increasing, and people are downsizing. And if they think that the stock market's going to save them, that's not too smart.
Yeah.
But they'll do that. Or Obama will save them.
Yeah. I don't think Obama's going to save them. I think he's going to destroy the value of their savings and their stocks and bonds through inflation. But time will tell. We'll see. It's not going to be much time, if you ask me. Well, just in closing things up, any words of wisdom you can share with the listeners? I know I have a lot of big fans of your work who are listening. What do you want them to know?
Well, I think I've covered it. You have to make up your mind which asset you want to develop. Do you want to develop your own business? You want to develop real estate, paper, stocks? You can trade the options market, but you want to do commodities. Like I said, I do all four, but I made my decision a long time ago. So there's so much more opportunity, but not if you're thinking in the same old ways, like the market's going to go up or my house will appreciate in value. That's gambling. That's capital gain. Nothing has really changed that much for me. I print my own money. Like when I write a book, I print my own money. When I put $1 million into a piece of real estate, I get my $1 million back, and I still own the property, and I still get my cash flow. I love those kinds of deals. It makes sense. I take that $1 million and I move it someplace else. It's all tax-free money. I find an apartment building. Nothing has really changed. So buy a business, buy real estate, play the stock market, or invest in commodities.
Very good, very good. Well, Robert Kiyosaki, thank you so much for joining us today. And more information at conspiracyoftherich.com. And I know you have other websites as well. You're welcome to give them out, or conspiracyoftherich.com.
Yeah, Conspiracy of the Rich, like I say, will be pulled down July 7th, so it's for free right now, and the intention is to put it out in book form. It's already had like 25 million hits to it. So it's been very successful, and explains why we're in this crisis and why people are being wiped off the map with taxes, debt, inflation, and retirement plans.
Yeah.
And it makes other people rich, but it makes them poor. And they keep putting it back in the stock market. Man, how stupid can you get?
It's the definition of insanity, Keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. That's what the stock market really is. For the non-insiders, huh?
Or go to school and get a job.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. Good
Work hard,
point.
save money. Get out of debt, invest for the long-term and well-diversified portfolio mutual fund, and read Money Magazine.
Yeah. Not very good advice, sure. So that's a good closing. Ending with what people shouldn't be doing, and those are the things they shouldn't be doing. They should be following the Rich Dad plan, and you've covered that here. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Copyright the Hartman Media Company. For publication rights and interviews, please email media@jasonhartman.com. This show offers very general information concerning real estate for investment purposes. Opinions of guests are their own. Jason Hartman is acting as president of Platinum Properties Investor Network exclusively. Nothing contained herein should be considered personalized, personal, financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. Every investor's strategy and goals are unique. You should consult with a licensed real estate broker or agent or other licensed investment, tax, and/or legal advisor before relying on any information contained herein. Information is not guaranteed. Please call 714-820-4200 and visit www.jasonhartman.com for additional disclaimers, disclosures, and questions.